or a small weenie? Which is it,
Was it
Greg?
Greg?
Well, those of us in Greg's gym class certainly know
the answer to that one.
Is this from just one of the guys?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited to see
I don't
this.
remember much. Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
It was when Rick finally stood up to him in the cafeteria when he was.
Wait, there's a cafeteria in this movie?
Yeah.
My name is Bradley Jones,
I'm Andrew Moldenhauer.
I'm Andy Hubert.
and special guest.
Brandon Wilson.
And this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to remember what happened in a movie we haven't seen in a very, very long time. This is what we remember about just one of the guys.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
This movie played on Comedy Central like non-stop
All the time.
when I was a kid.
That's the last time I saw it was on Comedy Central.
It's very rare that I've seen the unedited version, but oh boy, is that the version to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Joyce Heiser's boobs.
You see boobs. There's swearing. We're jumping ahead. I'm jumping ahead in the movie. We'll start from the beginning in a second. But her brother's room is completely blurred out because on the Comedy Central version.
He has nothing but smut magazine clippings on his walls, and when people walk into his room, it's just.
So there's more than
completely
one pair of
blurred
boobs
out.
in this movie.
Well, if you count the 2D magazine boobs, for
Oh,
sure.
I will count those all the time, every time.
Whatever you can get, we'll count them. All right, so let's start from the beginning of the film. Joyce Heiser plays a girl who is a journalist, or she's in journalism class, and she writes an article that gets really badly reviewed by her teacher.
Isn't she trying to use this to get into college or something like that?
Yeah,
she's-
and she's thinking that they're not taking her seriously because she's a pretty woman.
What
not
was
a
the
man.
article about that she wrote?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
I believe that the teacher gives comments that are a little bit sexist,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
And this is right from the beginning, and she's starting at a different school than what she ends up at, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she'll almost immediately like this.
Pearl. The name of the school is Pearl. Sorry.
The one she ends up at?
No, her original school was Pearl.
Oh,
and
I see.
I remember that. I don't remember what the other school she went to was.
Yeah, I have no idea. So she gets a bad grade on her paper, and she goes and complains to it. She goes home, and they got the sweet house with this pool, and she's hanging out in a bikini.
It's pink with white stripes. and there's a knot in the back, and her boyfriend's trying to take her top off.
Right,
and
it's like
it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin.
Double knots.
Is this the extent of what you remember?
It for the most part just has to do with the boobs.
Yeah.
You remember this scene and then the last scene when she shows her boobs.
So she's trying to tell him oh man, no one takes me seriously because I'm a lady, but he doesn't care.
He doesn't. He's just trying to get at those
them.
boobs.
He's just trying to get up them things.
Yeah.
He eventually leaves, or her friend comes over, and then they talk about it a little bit. And her friend is this cute little blonde girl.
Yeah.
Who wants to have a boyfriend, but doesn't at the same. It's a kind of a weird relationship that they have.
Okay. I don't remember this blonde girl.
Yeah. Do you remember her name, Brandon? I don't remember her name at all.
Oh no, that's Cheryl.
Just cute blondie. She looks a little old.
Is that her name?
She
Cute
looks like
blondie.
the oldest person in the film.
She does. It's these lines.
Yeah.
By the
Oh.
split.
Laugh lines. Gotta get
Yeah,
them.
Laugh lines?
a little bit,
Okay.
a little bit cast above the age. So she makes that complaint too. She makes the proposition that if she was a man, that her work would be taken seriously. There's a montage of her becoming a man. Is that true?
I don't think
Or
there
she just
is.
suddenly shows up as the delivery driver?
She comes up with the idea, and then she tries to see if her brother falls for it by knocking on the door, asking if your sister's home.
Yeah, and she's wearing this really weird getup. It's the hat with a long
Yeah, she's
cape on
dressed
it.
like
Yeah,
a-
it had a
Glasses.
Rising Sun logo on it.
Yeah.
I feel like she's dressed like a jazz musician throughout most of this.
No, she's dressed like Ralph Macchio. She looks like Ralph Macchio with her haircut short.
And part of me doesn't blame her brother for not recognizing her. I mean, she's really covered up.
Like hat, sunglasses.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's
Oh,
not
okay.
her-
Right.
Right. It's a costume where you wouldn't know who was in there
Right.
regardless.
It's not, it's not a Miss Doubtfire thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like
Where she has a fancy
A whole
prosthetic.
whole
on the
different
whole-
face.
Yeah,
different
apparently
face, right.
you can just cut your hair short and people believe you as a boy.
Well, she also tapes down them things.
She doesn't! Because she goes to a prom in a tuxedo and just rips it wide. All right, sorry. No strap.
No, there is a moment where you do see her, and she has like bandages, like taped her boots down at some point in the
You're
film.
thinking of Boys Don't Cry.
I think because she's switching clothes.
Or are you thinking that She's the Man with Amanda Bynes?
No, when Sherilyn
Which is what I
Finn comes
thought of.
over and she has to keep switching back and forth between being a woman and a man, you do see her briefly.
No.
Let's
you
say in the
don't.
middle.
Okay, all right, we'll see.
We'll
We'll
put
see.
it down.
We'll put it down. We'll find out.
The
All
first bit.
Don't doubt me about them things.
So let's.
That's true.
So what is?
Wait, does she like cut her hair?
She cuts her hair short, yeah.
Do I remember it being like a moment where she's like unsure if she wants to cut her hair? So this seems like totally
No, I don't
insignificant.
No, are you
but-
thinking of In the Army Now?
So she
makes
I
the
don't
decision
know.
really fast.
Are you thinking
Yeah.
of G.I. Jane?
And I gotta feel it's gotta be hard to like make an application for like a new school. Everything happens like light speed in this film.
Yeah.
Like she switches school, she's already enrolled, she's got classes going.
And there's no
Wow.
parents in sight, like, at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to be on vacation or
I was gonna
something.
say something
for
like,
the
and
whole
what
year.
happens to like her at her old school? Does
Right.
she just drop off
She
the face
just
of the earth and
dropped
no one
out
asks
and
about it? They're
No
like,
one cares about where Terry went.
right? They're like, yeah, well, she's not finishing the year, I guess.
Oh, wait, or did she, like transfer, like, on paper to the other school?
What's her
Yeah,
What's her
yeah.
character's name in the film?
Terry.
Terry.
I'm
So I
pretty
mean, you
sure.
could
Terry-
you could switch
Terry's-
that to play it off like a guy's name. So
Then
she
that-
could have
that-
just
that's what she
transferred,
does.
and yeah,
It's just like that.
And
Androgynous
starts like
that's
kind of
what
name.
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Okay. So wait, did she actually transfer to a different school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Like mid-semester?
Right.
Yeah,
That is.
yeah.
This
That's
is confusing.
confusing.
It is confusing. But this movie, I don't know how many days it takes place. I feel like it's a whole semester, like the last
Oh,
semester
yeah.
of a high school year.
Well, because I think it ends at like a dance.
Oh yeah.
There's
Or
a
prom or
prom. There's a
something.
prom on the beach,
Yes.
where some shit goes down.
So okay, so she
She ultimately goes back to her other school and writes another article about her experience playing
As
a
a
boy.
lady.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the whole crux of the film. But she hasn't even met Rick Morehouse yet, which happens almost as soon as she transfers schools.
Yeah.
I
Now
think.
Rick
Yep.
Morehouse, is he the guy who's really into funk music? And James Brown?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's so dreamy.
James Brown or Rick Morehouse?
Both.
Definitely
Both.
I don't know why she takes it upon herself to make him a better person, but she does. She like
I think it's because she thinks he's cute, but thinks he needs some polishing aesthetically.
yeah,
maybe.
I'm not sure what
He's kind of
the reason is.
a geek in a way, though, too.
Yeah.
He's in between being a geek and a loner. I feel
he's
like.
a goner.
He's
he's a groaner.
definitely.
He wants to date the it girl on campus, Deborah, and Deborah's boyfriend is Billy Zabka,
Greg Tolan.
Greg Tolan.
Asshole.
So Rick Morehouse is getting like beat up, and I think maybe she just
No,
feels
we
bad.
actually never see Rick Morehouse get picked on. He's the professional new kid
Okay.
that used to get picked on before she came, but we never actually see him.
Okay, so it's
get
just sort of
picked
like
on.
what you hear about, like, oh,
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
oh, I get picked on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she comes to the school and now she's being picked on by
Yeah,
the bully.
And his whole little entourage.
I don't
Greg
think
Tolan.
she gets picked on at all.
Yeah,
It's really just-
he like her first day there. They throw her into the bushes, and he's like, "Ah, damn, watch the
Oh,
prickers."
okay. Yeah. I
And
guess.
that's and that having crawled out of the bushes is where she meets Rick Morehouse.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he's like doodling or.
I was gonna say, was he
drawing
just
something.
being
Or
a
listening to
loner
music.
behind some bushes?
Yeah, it was
Does,
sitting on a
does he have a
bench.
Walkman?
This is
That-
where I,
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to
this is where I
music
sit
or
and
something?
brood.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure he has a Walkman.
There's a moment where she's in
I'm
the
pretty sure he
bathroom
wears a
with-
glove throughout the entire
Like
movie.
Michael
The
Jackson
entire
style?
film?
Yes.
I think it.
Ooh.
Or he goes to the dance wearing a glove.
All right, we're-
Just
no,
one glove.
No,
Write
that's
that down.
Billy Zabka. He wears his little fingerless weightlifting gloves with his tuxedo. At
I don't know
prom.
if that's what I'm remembering.
Well, those are the only
Yeah,
gloves,
you got some
man.
strong glove memories. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
Glove cast.
But there's a moment where it's almost like a meet cute in a bathroom where he's using the urinal and she's afraid to like get next to him and look at it.
okay.
She's like trepidatious about seeing that thing.
She pretends
Seen
like
his
she goes to
wiener.
the bathroom.
I think she like snugs up to the urinal and pretends to use the bathroom or something.
And yeah,
like
she's
that.
a little bashful to talk to him like dudes.
While
While
you're
he's
peeing. like
pissing.
like guys are wont to do. It's what you do. I go in there and I immediately find the other guy and make a conversation.
Yeah.
You get right next to him in the urinal. And you're just like,
Starting
wow.
everything
rubbing
really
his shoulders.
Start looking at his ding dongs, and you got to be like, "What up? What's up with that?"
So what is up
It's so
with
much
that,
bigger
though?
than mine.
Not saying much.
You're being kind of secretive, trying to cover it up. I don't know what's going on.
So Sherilyn Fenn is like this cute little goth girl that has a crush on Boy Terry in the movie.
She's like she has like that kind
There's
of
a lot
like
of people-
quintessential like
Yeah.
80s Madonna
It's
look.
like a love
to her.
pentagram in this movie. It's like
Yeah. Let's keep track of this.
So everybody is just basically in the wrong relationship or wants the wrong person. And the whole movie is like getting all the pieces together to get them to be with the right person,
okay.
in a way.
Yeah.
Everybody
So this
wants
goth
to be
girl
with the
likes
wrong person.
Terry. Terry likes
Rick.
Rick,
likes Debbie.
who's with
Billy
Greg.
Zabka.
Billy Zabka.
Greg Tolan. Yes.
Is his character's name Greg?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Greg
Okay.
Tolan.
Terry's brother wants anything. He's like this corn dog, like
Is he like
babe
way
dude.
younger, like in middle school or something?
No, he's like 15, 16.
I don't know.
He's about 16.
He
like
looks
the
pretty
freshman
old
to,
too.
like,
I
her-
couldn't-
he's
I
like
can't
he's
really
a,
tell.
he's a
sister.
couple years younger than her.
Okay.
But he-
Enough to be like the pesky, annoying brother. When her
Right.
Kind of like the
when her friends
brother in
around.
Team Witch.
in a way.
I don't remember that movie.
But if that
very
brother
well.
wanted to bang all of your sister's friends, because he like keeps flirting with her friend like constantly in the film.
Yeah.
And he gets turned down left and right until a moment later, which comes up, which is great. So they have to. Oh, there's a moment where I'll never forget this. Terry tells Deborah how to fix an earring. You just like break off the back of a pencil and you can use that as the stopper.
eraser, yeah.
And,
And
I'll,
then Greg's
I'll
like-
remember that for the rest of my life.
Because Greg's like, because he's such a little tulip.
Calls him a tulip.
Yeah. I think I'm going to start calling people that now.
Hey, tulip.
Yeah, tulip.
You're such a little tulip.
So Rick is trying to, Terry's gonna try to make Rick like a cool guy. She like tries to change him, like get him new clothes.
Buy some fancy coat.
Yeah.
But she's like changing him when he doesn't want to change.
In a
He doesn't
way.
put up a fight. He doesn't put up a fight.
Okay.
She buys him free clothes.
But
I was just say, if it's free, it's like, what are you gonna do?
But it is against his nature in a way. Like he,
I mean, yeah, he's the
He's not being
deep-rooted
himself.
loner guy.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That's what I thought I remember is like she's kind of changing him a little bit, and at first he's okay with it, but then eventually he feels like he's not.
like he
really
kind of
being
wakes up
himself.
to it. Like he.
I
Yeah.
don't think
I don't think that
that
moment
never
ever
that never
comes.
becomes like a
No.
story point. No.
No.
It's good that this movie teaches
Like
you
he-
those.
he
I
still
mean,
ends
it's like
cool.
it's something they could go back and do if they wanted to.
I think it's some more about like building up his confidence or something.
Yeah.
Because
Just to ask
he's
Deborah
not a
out
very
to dance.
confident dude. And
He's not wearing his sunglasses at night.
He's not at all.
Not yet.
So Rick will ask Deborah out if Terry also finds a date, and Terry ends up like
Well, you
wanting to get
skipped
set up
over
with
uh,
Sherilyn Fenn.
You
in the
you
cave.
skipped over,
What did I skip over?
Deborah and Greg breaking up
Why does that happen? Why do they break up?
because the tables. He's lifting tables.
Oh,
and,
that's already
and,
ahead of
and,
that.
And Rick finally has enough, and he calls out Greg and makes him feel like an idiot, makes everybody laugh at him, and Deborah breaks up with him.
He's lifting tables in the cafeteria of the high school.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He goes to the tables where all the geeks sit at and lifts. Bench presses the table.
Wait,
basically.
he just picks up a table?
He shoulder presses it.
I
He
forget
just
what
lifts
tables
one
are
end,
these?
And all of their food slides off.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
okay.
kind of like foreshadowing in the beginning. Billy
I feel
Zabka's
like I
doing
remember this though. Like, there's a point where he like walks up to a table and goes to pick it up, and all the people stand up
Yeah,
with their
yeah,
food.
yeah.
Okay. I do remember that.
Yeah, that's the callback to the original scene of why he's picking on people. There's also a few moments where she is just not great at being a dude. She goes to gym class, and they want to play shirts for skins.
Oh yeah.
And guess who's on Skins?
So she like fakes stomach cramps, and then there's another elaborate thing where she like turns on the faucets to change in the locker room.
Yeah, she sets off the fire alarm.
Oh yeah, she sets up the
So,
fire alarm.
and she comes out like changed and like soaking wet.
So does she get better at it, or does she just, or does this like take place over like 1 week where she like was running out of
I don't know what the
excuses?
time span of the movie is.
I have to feel like she have to have a lot of elaborate plans to keep getting out of the
Right.
gym class.
You think she'd have to get like more and more creative every time to keep this concealed, I guess. Because, I feel like teen boys would have figured that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Is this a legal transfer? Like, I mean, like, will all these credits transfer back over to the
Good
first
question. Yeah,
school?
is she going to end up being
I
held back
don't
like a
know.
semester
She might have to
because of
repeat
this?
summer school.
Right.
And maybe that's what the movie Summer School is about. Because
For a later episode, yes,
Yes.
Where do I
Mr.
want to
Sheep.
go? I want to go, I guess, with just Sherilyn Fenn and Rick in a cave. And Sherilyn Fenn kind of like goes down Terry's pants and finds a sock. And like you think like the jig is up, but
She just
it
assumes that she's trying to
Impress
appear
her.
bigger to impress Sherilyn Fenn.
right.
Sandy is her name. Yeah.
Sandy.
Sandy.
All right. And then soon there's going to be a scene where it's like in Miss Doubtfire where he's trying to be a he and a she at the same time. She's supposed to meet Kevin for dinner, but Sherilyn Finn comes over to hang out.
The pop-in.
Yeah. She
Oh,
pops
okay.
into, like,
It is very Mrs. Doubtfire, yeah.
and she
I
almost
love that. I love those scenes. I love the scene of Mrs. Doubtfire.
That scene was like one of the best parts.
Terry has to keep changing clothes, and she takes like Sherilyn Finn up into her brother's room because he can't go into your room. It's all girly. I don't want to
So
go back to a second.
she plays off her brother's room like it's his.
Yeah.
Like, plays off her brother's room like it's hers.
What about the idea of like a girl's bedroom being like this like sacred place? Is that just me? Where it's like that seems like something you just shouldn't be in if you're a guy, like a
I was
really nice
like, are you
girl's
asking about this as
bedroom?
an element in this
No,
film or just
I'm
in
talking
general?
about life in
Oh,
general.
okay.
like back in high school.
Back in high school,
Yeah.
being in like a girl's
it
room.
feels
is just
weird.
Like,
I feel like it's inappropriate in a way because like it's not
forbidden.
because it's
It's a forbidden
yeah,
place.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the parents
Well,
would be like something's
Right,
going
you'd
on.
be like,
up
you'd be
there.
like, hey, leave that door open.
Right. Leave that door open. But if you go to the guy's room, who cares? Shut the door.
yeah.
Go to
yeah.
town.
Shut it and
stinks in
go
there.
wild. It's not loud enough in there. I need it louder.
In high school, my girlfriend's dad took her door off the hinge. I'm not going to say what caused that, but
But it was because of you.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
That's what happens.
that's what happens when the bodies go
It was,
slapping. From
yeah, I was going to throw that in there, but no, it was definitely an awkward moment.
Okay, speaking of awkward moments, Sherilyn Finn is up there and she takes her shirt off and she's like, I'm good to go. Terry, this is gonna happen, and Terry's just like not about it. And she makes up this like weird excuse that Kevin is at the door. So she tells, I'll never forget this, whatever reason, Sherilyn Finn has to feed fishes with bread. And the idea of just
It was French bread pizza. It was French bread
French
pizza.
bread pizza. And just
They're
a girl-
kissing fish. Yeah, Sherilyn Finn brought them over as a gift because they're kissing fish as like a means of seduction, I guess.
Right.
I
And
mean,
just Sherilyn
just
Finn
melts your heart.
in lingerie feeding fish. I mean,
Yeah.
that's seared in my memory.
Yep.
Guys like
You
pizza?
guys like pizza. I was like, is Sherilyn Finn in the room? Is that Sherilyn Finn? Sherilyn Finn and fish. I just made that connection. Terry has the idea she's gonna let her brother have at it. Essentially, like there's a half naked woman upstairs and she's ready to go or
Oh, that's
something.
What if she
Perfect.
isn't?
That's
No,
that's
oh,
kinda-
God, well,
What if she is? Good
Is she really
point.
half naked? Maybe more by now. Forward my mail.
And the brother like runs up the stairs sideways with his like arms just like dancing out. He's like,
I can do it. Where are the stairs?
I love how vivid these images are. I don't remember any of this.
this
I'm
stuff
so
is just
excited.
seared into my
That's
brain.
so good.
Yeah, I realize there's a lot.
There's so much I do not remember from this film, and I'm really
I
excited
thought
to
she
see
played
it.
football at one point in the movie.
She tries to
You
play
may be
sports.
thinking of just one of the girls, which is kind of like the unofficial sequel of this movie
have
starring
never
Corey
even-
Haim.
Oh God, I have never even heard of that.
Really?
Corey
I-
Haim dresses up like a girl.
Yeah.
Now, I will say I am pretty sure that in She's the Man, she plays football. So you
No, that was,
She
it
plays
was women's
soccer.
basketball, wasn't
She
it?
plays soccer.
Soccer?
I
Okay.
did
wait.
see she's.
I thought for sure
Oh wait,
it was
I'm
football.
thinking of
She's the
Joanna
man.
Man. Sorry.
I do, Joanna Man. Thank you very much.
So the brother gets sent up.
To basically
Seduce the half-naked woman.
seduce
take
the
care
girl.
of it.
And is she's not into it, or she is? Is it? I know they
I don't.
end
I
up
was
together
gonna say,
later.
I
I
hope
don't. I
she's
don't
into it.
I
remember.
was gonna say, otherwise that gets like really
She-
creepy really quick.
He gets shut down at first, I think, because she's still hooked on Terry.
Doesn't he like read poetry or something? Like comments on her eyes or something like that? Ooh. And she was like, no one ever talked to me like that before.
I don't.
Does
I
something
don't
like
think
that
so.
happen?
Is he the
I don't
real
think so.
a real ladies' man?
No, not at all.
But he thinks he is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
thinks he has all
Oh.
the moves, and he's
Because
like,
he's 15.
Okay.
because
But
Ter-
he's the annoying younger brother.
he keeps trying to tell like Terry what to do and how to be a guy and like what is
How
these are
to
what things
properly
do.
scratch your balls. Believably, you got to get up in there, move stuff
mean,
around.
That's the important training.
I mean, we all know that.
Of course.
Yeah, because we're
but
all
try relaying that to a
We
girl.
all-
we all
testicles.
have that.
We get it.
All balls itch. It's a fact.
Okay, so let's get going to the ending here. There's also one moment it's really awkward where Terry and Rick have a conversation, and Rick admits to sleeping with his aunt's friend.
His mom's friend, I think.
His mom's
at his
friend.
dad's funeral.
Oh man,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
went,
yeah,
this
yeah.
went from like just sleeping with an aunt's friend, and then it escalated fast to mom's friend to at funeral.
Yeah. I told the cover story for him, I guess, in my version.
Yeah,
Brandon
right.
told the real one. So
Well, don't Rick and Terry have like a falling out at some point?
yeah, during the beach scene. That's like when she first...
During the beach scene, during the dance.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
Okay.
after there's a fight with Greg. No, Debbie and Greg, after already having been broken up, she's with Rick now. They win prom king and queen, and she's like, I don't think the king and queen should dance, so screw you, Greg, and she goes to dance with Rick. Fight ensues. Greg gets his ass kicked, and Terry.
Greg gets his ass kicked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Terry helps, too. She jumps on his back. And...
No. That's Buddy. That's
Oh, yeah,
her
Buddy.
brother. Ooh, there's a whole other arc we're missing to this. Terry's boyfriend Kevin
Yeah,
and
Kevin.
his brother, her brother, end up at the dance, and
Oh my gosh.
it's a whole thing.
This is so
It's a whole
convoluted.
thing.
Like they know that she's going to this other school and that she's going to this
No,
dance?
Well, the brother
so
does,
she's
but-
at the prom. Her brother knows that she's there.
and her friend is there because her friend goes home with the lead singer of the band.
The lead guitar player.
Whatever.
Oh my
not the
Wow.
Brad.
The
Brad,
one detail. I
Can
should
you
just quit.
get on
Brad,
board
he looks-
already?
I need to stop.
It's got to be said. He looks like he's at least 45. It's a little creepy, but no.
But isn't the music also kind of good in this
Oh.
beach scene? Isn't it like a good song?
No.
On the highway,
No.
from now on, we're doing things my way. No, it's good. It's good stuff.
It's a good song.
It's a good song, Andy.
But I think
Let's let the movie tell us.
and this is one of the first times where like her friend looks really cute. She's like got a cute dress on. She's got white gloves. And,
Little boner
and I know you're into gloves, so
Yeah, I heard about that.
Are these the gloves you were thinking?
you're an
of?
undercover glover.
Oh, man.
There's a glove somewhere in this movie, and I'm just calling it out.
He's
I
gonna
don't know
be
what.
hunting. He's going to be hunting the whole time for this glove.
I'm on a glove hunt.
Okay, so there's a moment where Terry she gets up the courage. She's, I gotta tell Rick what's going on, and then she pulls him to his side, and is like, "You gotta believe me. I'm not who you think I am. I'm a girl. I'm a gal."
Well, no. First, he assumes that she's gay because her boyfriend
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
shows
Yeah.
up,
Right.
and
Really?
she's
Gay.
like, "No, I'm not gay."
But Rick's okay with it too, because he's
yeah,
progressive.
yeah, he's
Rick's the
very
cool guy.
progressive, very liberal dude. He wasn't judging, but she admits that she's a girl, and he's not buying it, and then
And then
she just rips her
reveals.
boobs out.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, ho.
in a tux at a prom with no raps, no support, and people are supposed to buy that that's a dude with them big old things
them
just
She's
swaying
wearing
about.
like a vest, though, I
thing.
thought.
No,
No,
it's
she's wearing like a coat or jacket.
yeah,
She's wearing a vest
but they're
coat.
big, and you're gonna tell me that that's gonna keep them things under wraps?
I will say,
Have
I'm not.
you heard of bitch tits?
What? These are not bitch tits by any means.
Yeah, this is the first
You'll see.
episode,
You'll see.
first movie we've done that's had nudity in it, and it's pretty exciting.
Is it? Wow.
Yeah, it's a what we remember first.
Wow.
And it's a PG-13 film too, so you can get away with a set of boobs, I guess.
In the 80s.
PG-13. Maybe
Well,
they
it's
rated
PG.
it.
PG-13 came out in the 90s.
But the back of the DVD calls
Oh.
it PG-13.
Because it was probably re-rated, I'm imagining.
guessing.
Yeah, okay.
Can
you
you
can
even
still have them
do
things.
that? Can
Re-rate
Can
something?
you re-rate something?
Sure, if it's being re-released as a DVD, I would imagine
Yeah.
you could.
I mean, it has a PG-13 rating on it. And it's
Well, I mean,
a
would you
rating system? So.
Call Beverly Hills Cop a PG-13 movie?
No,
not
that has
sure.
a lot of
I'm not
nudity.
sure
that's-
what I would
That's
call
swearing
that
in it.
movie.
That's an MA.
A what? Because that was like the highest grossing rated R movie for like 20 years. Believe it or not, it doesn't seem rated R at all.
What,
Off topic,
Beverly
off topic.
Hills Cop?
Yeah, with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they how the MPA works.
Andy, I thought you knew about the MPA rating. That's why you're here.
That's the only reason we have you here.
Well, there's L. Sorry, I'm just trying to recall.
So Rick gets really upset with Terry for the secret. He's just mad at her, and he like storms off. And then him. Wait, is this where Deborah picks him, or did Deborah already pick him at this point? Is Deborah already picked him as?
They're,
Deborah picked
they're,
Rick?
They're at the dance
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. You're right. You're right.
Because she left Greg after the table incident.
So she
So-
went to the dance
Yes.
with him.
So I
Yes.
imagine Greg just suddenly starts a fight with Rick.
We went over this already.
Oh my God, Brad.
Yeah,
The
so
rest of the
fight
class is on
happened.
page 12, dude.
The fight happened, and then she
Oh,
reveals.
and then
Yeah,
they make.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay
yeah.
then.
So she reveals that
He's
she's
already
a
knocked out in the
girl.
punch bowl.
So the resolution of this is them all just leaving the dance, I guess, with the right people.
Yeah, but then I feel like there's like a next day scene.
There
right?
is.
There is for
she
sure.
She
But-
goes back to her school and she writes.
But even Terry's boyfriend tries to hook up with a girl, and that girl turns
Hi.
him down.
You're probably here with a date,
I
right?
am. And then that's the end.
Terrific.
And
Yeah, that's the end of Kevin.
That
So
ends
wait,
the
did
scene.
Kevin? Did she like break up with Kevin before she went to this new school?
No, she just
Or
kept
she
it from
just
him.
kind of, like-
she just kept it. From,
She
so
just-
she
oh
so she
my
like kind of
gosh.
stopped.
She did the
hanging out with him.
fade. She
She
did the
two-timed him.
fade.
She kind of like started to like phase him out, and that's how he ends up at the dance.
Oh,
Her
I
brother
don't like that.
Her
And he's
brother
just
knows
saying-
she's
he's
at the
like, I feel
dance,
like
and
we're
he
growing
like
apart.
he like storms into the house. He's like, Terry, where are you?
Oh,
And
that
he's
poor
like, where
guy.
is she? She's somewhere. You can tell me now, or you can tell me in the hospital. Then the brother takes him to the dance. He's like, what, Terry? Why are you in a tuxedo? I know you still love me.
Is he in the room with us right now?
He is.
What is going on? And how come that guy didn't show up in more movies? He's just like this handsome, strapping young dude. It just I know him from this film.
I mean, have you checked Pornhub? And
Jeez. Say it really is an explicit podcast. What, he's like an admin for it, like the website.
yeah. He bans people.
The resolution ends up being Sherilyn Finn hooks up with the brother. Everyone ends up with somebody at the end except for Terry and Rick, and they have a moment where Rick pulls up in a car. No, wait. Terry goes back to her old school first,
Yes.
Yeah.
and at this point, she had already turned in her new article at the new school and got the same result.
Yes, that is
Oh,
correct.
so she's just terrible at writing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And that actually happens. That actually
Yes,
happens.
That's the important lesson here.
Right.
That actually happens like a lot earlier. We kind of glossed over that, but then she
Yeah.
writes a new article back at her original school.
And that ends up being really good. Really well received.
Yeah, because it's about Rick and her experiences. Cross-dressing.
I was gonna say,
We
so
need to
she's
find out
learning-
what that first article was about too.
They say it. I just
Yeah, I
don't
don't
remember.
know
Yeah.
what it's about.
Maybe like the critique is that she's just not speaking from the heart or whatever.
I think that's the moral, yeah.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
just not
she
being
just needs
honest
to
with
find
herself.
better
Yeah,
topics.
and not being honest with herself, as in like dressing like a guy for a whole semester at school.
But that ended up getting the good article, so what is that?
I mean,
what's
if
that
you're-
lesson learned?
I mean, if your like original article is like how manhole covers are made, I mean that's and then your follow up is like what it's like to pretend you're a guy. Like, of
That's a big
course, the
stretch.
second one's gonna be a much more entertaining article.
It's a different kind of manhole. Hey, just waited to get that joke in there. Does Rick show up at like her school and or is she trying to win his favor back?
No. The articles come out. It got picked up by like it got published by a real newspaper. And
Highlights magazine.
Yeah.
Boys Life.
And
Cosmopolitan.
Boys Life is a better joke. All right, I'll edit my highlights joke out. We'll put the Boys Life one in.
she's somewhere, and she's walking back to her car, and he's leaning against her car and asks her about the article, if she still feels the same way about him.
Oh yeah, because in the article she confesses that she loved him or
Something
really
like
cared
that.
about
You
him,
never
yeah.
really find out what is specifically said in the article. You just get a gist of what it's about.
But do they end up driving together off in a car out into the sunset? Does that happen?
Yeah, and they agree to go dancing this weekend. That weekend.
Like this weekend?
No, that weekend.
Oh.
What does that have to do with anything? Did she not want to
She
dance?
no.
down for
The
dancing
thing is, she says, "Why don't we go dancing this weekend?" He's like, "Wait, I'm the guy. How about we go dancing this weekend?"
Wow, why can't she ask
Oh,
about
yeah.
dancing? That's wow.
Did
Because the whole girl power thing didn't come about. You know.
terrible.
Traditional gender roles.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Do you like her better with the short hair than the long hair? Because I think I might. They just got kind of like weird long
You
hair
know,
when she's in the lady form.
very few girls can pull off short hair. I think she did.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's actually kind of weird
She.
because like the first few times I saw the movie, I came in
End of sentence.
like I came in like a third of the way in, so she already
Oh, okay,
had
yeah.
the short
So you're
hair.
just-
So going back and seeing it with the
It
long
felt
hair first,
jarring.
it's weird. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, you're introduced to it short, so it seems
Yeah.
like that should be normal.
She had long hair when I met her.
One last thing I want to touch on, I'd be remiss if I didn't. There's these like two nerdy dudes. One's obsessed with like an iguana,
Yes.
and the
yes.
other guy's obsessed with like TV or something like that. I remember they make up weird noises. They have a dance at the cafeteria song.
Sorry.
It's exactly, we played the audio from the movie right then. That wasn't Brandon talking. I'm trying to think if there's anything else because it's weird because like the iguana takes a shower with them. I remember that being a thing. He takes the iguana into the shower.
Oh, that's
Oh,
weird.
in gym class?
Yeah, in gym class.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like a reptile too.
Yeah. I think the iguana got into the punch bowl at the prom, too.
Oh man, that iguana's gonna steal a couple scenes. And I think that's pretty much it. If anyone wants to have anything else,
Joyce, Heisers, boobs.
That's really my only takeaway from the
I'm
film.
ready to see them.
all right.
Yeah.
Join us in part 2. I'm gonna leave a little cliffhanger. Brandon Wilson here has met 3 members of the cast of this film, and we're gonna talk about that in the part 2.
Ooh.
So that's exciting.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Special thanks to Brandon Wilson for joining us on this episode. He's an amateur filmmaker. You can find him at youtube.com/bdude93. He's got a great short film on there called The Contract. You can also just type bdude93 into Google. That's BDUDE 93. Find all the information about Brandon in our show notes. Thanks.
All right, now you gotta look tougher. Very crucial. Something every guy does. Let me see you scratch your balls. Hey, come on, try it. Wait a minute. Watch the master. Now first, there's your basic shift. But that's not always enough. Sometimes you gotta get inside, dig a little, let some air in, move things around.
Yeah, well, maybe my balls don't itch.
All balls itch, it's a fact.
Welcome back to Just One of the Podcasts. We watched Just One of the Guys.
Classic.
It was fantastic.
It was really good.
It's a really good movie.
I did
is
say
so
it's
good.
it's almost made like it looks like a TV show in a way.
It
A
looked
little
like
bit.
TV
Yeah, it
movie,
does.
Yeah.
It plays out very
It's
much like it would.
Yeah, like a movie of the week or something.
Yeah.
I
Is
can
that-
see
is
that.
your first time seeing it
Like
in its
or like
entirety?
almost like a made-for-TV movie, except all the nudity.
I don't know if that's my first time seeing it in its entirety, but I feel like that's probably my first time seeing it uncut on.
Yeah, that's
like,
probably the first time.
Usually, I think I've seen it on
straight
Comedy
through.
Central.
I've definitely seen parts of it more than I've seen the entire thing.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
always something you like catch on part of on TV.
And then sit down and watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it was really hard to recall a lot of this movie.
We did a pretty great job, though.
Well, yeah.
Well, we have Brandon
yeah,
here.
yeah, I was gonna
And
say.
he was literally singing lines from the movie. So let's just start from the beginning of like stuff that caught my eye. Her accent was she from New Jersey?
It sounded like
It
it.
definitely
Or
sounded like it.
Boston.
Let's see.
I was gonna say, we can pull that up and find out.
Because that was a little. Everyone talks very like slow and deliberate in the film, where you hear very
but there's
clearly what they are saying.
There's definitely times where she sounded like what's her face from My Cousin Vinny, almost.
Versus
Joe
May.
Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe Pesci. When she's talking real fast, she's like, "Hey."
Hey, what do I look like? One of the guys? Am I one of the guys to you? One of her teachers wants to bang her at her old school. That
Yeah,
was also
the
one
creepy
of
old
the
men
things
that
to like,
are, just talking when they don't think they don't realize she's in his office, and they're just like, "So how about those hot chicks?"
New York.
They
New
specifically
York.
mentioned her name.
Yep.
And, like, did you see
Yep.
what Terry was wearing this afternoon? Mm-hmm. And they just a bunch of sleazeball old
And
men.
then
That's
he's
like kind of a thing throughout the entire movie. Is just like girls being like eye
Objectified?
candy. Yeah, she says that at one point, and then like her boyfriend. What was her boyfriend's name again?
Kevin.
Kevin.
was like, "Yeah, you used to wear nice dresses."
Yeah.
Wear
he says that you
makeup
used to
and
look good. and
makeup
stuff.
and
Well, he
yeah.
only wants her for her beauty.
Yes.
And she even says at one point, like, I have to look good for him.
Yeah.
Near the end there.
Well, she wants to look
When
good
she was
for him.
getting
She wants to
ready
wear
in
a
the white
dress that
outfit,
she
I
likes.
haven't seen him for a while, and I want to look good for him.
Yeah. Like, she's kind of, in a way, like, objectifying herself.
Going out of her way to.
Going down to that level, I guess.
So you're either a hottie or you're a nerd in this movie.
There was-
no
yeah.
thing in between, or
Well,
you're an old person with
or-
a mustache,
I was-
or like
yeah.
it was a
Or,
lot of
or
30
you're
or
Rick
40-year-olds.
and you're the loner.
Yeah.
Because he was like, they
There was
treated
no other
him.
Rick.
They treated him kind of like he was one of the nerds, but he
was
was
just one of the
not one of the
guys.
nerds.
Yeah, he was one of the guys. But he didn't have any friends. He just like hang out in his room.
He was
and
the
play James
loner.
Brown.
He can't have friends if he's alone.
Right.
I feel like that's a trope of 80s movies to have nerd characters that are way beyond, like,
Oh
any
my
nerd
gosh.
ever. They just, like, so out there that they're just not human, I guess.
They're just from another planet.
And these
They
characters
fell off the
literally
Star Trek
were
show.
from like
yeah, I was
another
gonna say,
planet.
they probably
in a way.
appreciate you describing them that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have just like two nerds who like can't be separated. We got one guy who's playing with lizards.
That lizard guy, I feel like he's in a lot of 80s movies. He looks so familiar.
You mean just the character of Lizard Guy, or
Right.
that specific actor?
Oh no, I meant lizard guy.
I think Billy Zabka could have used a Biff Tannen like posse. I thought like his group
Yeah.
of guys could have like.
It was,
banged
only,
him up
yeah,
a
it was
little bit.
only
Yeah.
two. You need three.
And they
You
weren't
need at
even
least
there that
three.
much. Like every
He was a
time
loner.
that something, like when the big stand-up happens in the cafeteria, they were like nowhere to be found. They
Yeah,
were
he doesn't
gone.
have a crew.
They don't have any dialogue to
Yep.
back him up. They don't have a
That's true.
dork thinks he's gonna drown kind of moment. They have nothing. They're
Yeah,
just they're
Billy
just
Zabka's
there.
just taking
They're-
it that whole scene.
They're really only in the bush scene when they throw her into the like thorny
no,
bushes.
like anytime like they're like
They-
by the lockers or they were at the prom.
Oh, they're just like in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, and they
yeah.
pushed on
I
some
didn't
kid's
even
shoulders
notice
in the
that.
cafeteria at one point, but they didn't say anything. They just like
Yeah,
walking by, were
yeah.
like pushed on his shoulders. And yeah,
I guess
it was-
and
yeah,
the bro
I did-
hugs. Don't you forget the bro hugs.
That's
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
a
right.
couple of bros.
He held him so tight.
Oh my god, he held his hip.
There's a lot of butts, a lot of man butt.
A
in
lot
this
of butts
movie.
in this movie.
I didn't remember as much.
This is a lot of girl butt too.
A lot of girl
Yeah,
butt.
but it's covered up.
Yeah.
It's modest. It's not as
bare-
man butt.
jockstrap.
I was
yeah,
talking
but-
in general about butts.
No, wait.
There's a lot of like butt shots.
for men butts. There's a lot of there's a lot of
There's a lot of
exposed,
exposed
men butts in
buttocks.
this.
A lot of jockstrap action
Lot of-
happening in this
oh my
film.
gosh, they love their jock straps in this film.
Yeah, there's like a bowling teacher who was a gym teacher, but
Yeah,
he's a
he
gym
was
teacher that loves bowling.
obsessed with
Bowling
bowling.
stuff.
bowling.
like a former bowling champion that can't let go of the glory days.
And you gotta
Yep.
wonder if like that actor was just like, my guy needs a thing.
Yeah, right.
Can I
right.
just have like the thing?
They just
Well,
wrote
we
him
can
as
make you a
like
bowler.
generic high school coach, and he's like, I'm gonna flesh this character out for this one.
He was all about when the fire alarm went, when the sprinklers went. He was grabbing his trophies and
Yeah.
taking them out with him.
I like to think that was ad libbed. Like he's like, this is what my character would do.
There's a Just One of the Guys song, which because
There
movies
is.
used to have songs named after them that played during the film,
Yeah.
and this is no different.
There was not a montage in this movie though.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit in the
remember
beginning.
when.
They kind of like go through like
Well,
her day or
I
whatever.
don't even know
They
if
started up
I
in the
would
beginning.
consider that. That's just
like
like
when you say like a montage, you mean like Rocky training or
Rocky training,
Yeah.
flash
Schwarzenegger,
dance.
like Schwarzenegger like gathering his guns before he
Yeah.
goes to raid an island
I mean,
or
like
something.
when I think of montage, I think of the Flashdance montage,
Really?
or not Flashdance. I meant
Footloose?
Footloose.
Yeah, Footloose.
Okay.
I feel like I
what
made that
montage
mistake
do
last
they have
time.
in that? I'm not as familiar with that movie, surprisingly.
Kevin Bacon wants to save his city because it's like dancing is outlawed. And
No,
John
I
Lithgow's a
know
big
that, but
jerk.
what-
There's a
the mount-
scene where he
when goes
goes
montage.
to
You
like
have a
Is
foot
it when they're
that's loose.
setting up for the dance, or
I don't remember. I fell asleep.
Oh my! You
But
fall
no, there's
asleep on
okay.
every
Go to the
movie.
middle of the movie. There's a
Okay,
scene where
okay.
he's just dancing and like getting some frustration out, but
Okay.
then like also
I don't
As
really
you
think
do.
that's not a montage though.
it's like
Go
a
watch-
dancing montage.
It isn't though. Go watch Rocky 4. That movie is
Has
like
the
3
best dancing montage you'll ever see.
Andy, just go back and rewatch
Well, no,
Mrs. Doubtfire because there were 4 montages in that movie.
Wait a second, but this montage in
But no,
Footloose is specific to dancing, which is
No, no,
Footloose,
no, but you
and then
see-
in
okay,
Rocky
but,
there's
like-
a fighting montage.
No, but like a montage is like an abbreviation of scenes to
Sure.
like kind of compress it down.
Well,
Like
then
that-
what would that be called?
Huh?
What would be okay?
That's called a
what's it-
montage.
Or,
Well, no. What would like
Sports training montage.
what would one person just like emoting during a scene be?
A scene?
For like
It's a scene. Of a
yeah,
film.
it's just
with
acting.
the song
an
underneath it
acting.
and no dialogue.
All by myself.
I mean, I would say there's a difference between a montage and like a time lapse.
Yeah, maybe you're getting confused in that way.
Where if you're just moving quickly through different times, not like showing all the things that were happening, you're just like, oh, this was a day. Versus like, hey, let's
Yeah.
accomplish this action and then like show just parts of them doing this, and the time frame isn't necessarily
Can a
matter.
montage be a like pushing through a time.
Yeah, I mean, I would
passage
say
of
a
time.
montage can be a time lapse, but a time lapse doesn't always have to be. It's like, a
A
parallelogram.
rectangle can be a square, but a square can be a rectangle.
Go watch
Point being,
Rocky IV.
I don't think there was a montage in this movie.
Yeah, that was the main
there
point.
really
yes,
isn't.
Yeah, there really is not.
The main point was to watch Rocky IV. So,
I'm just saying, Rocky IV is basically one long montage punctuated by
Yeah.
a fight or two.
I watched it, and I feel like I don't need to watch it ever again.
What?
Oh, that's no what. What? It's bad. It's hard. It's hard to watch.
Ooh, he's calling it out.
Rocky IV is real good. It's like really good.
It's
Okay.
like encapsulates 80s Cold War, Andy. Oh.
It's about to get real in here.
It's going down for
Change the
real.
subject, change the subject.
Okay, so what I didn't remember or get was Terry's best friend Denise. Was that
Yes.
right?
Yep,
Yes,
Denise.
Is like super jealous of Terry, and I think that she wants Kevin.
She's
She
obsessed
wants,
with
Yeah.
Kevin. I don't know if she's obsessed with
she
Kevin or
wants
the
Terry's
idea
life.
of
She
Kevin.
wants-
I think it's the idea of Kevin.
It's
She
like a
wants-
single white
yeah.
female kind of thing. Where
Yeah,
she really wants
she
to
really
be Terry.
wants her. She's like every time Terry's complaining about her Kevin problems, Denise is like,
I wish I had-"
Kevin problems. like,
It's like, no, you don't. You don't. But she ended up getting problems of her own because she ends up with like a 40-year-old guitar singer.
yeah, 40-year-old prom band guitar player.
Yeah, that's, what is it, like a,
She becomes
a
a-
stringy mullet? Was that guy
oh,
rocking?
that was
Yeah.
yeah.
She's
that
gonna
was
become a
real.
roadie, but like between high school.
She's gonna
Of,
drop
like,
out.
wedding
follow
singer
them on
levels.
tour.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
There's a follow-up where she mentions that she's still dating that guy.
Yeah.
And that she feels lucky for it.
Yeah, she does.
She's desperate.
Well, yeah,
She is so that's like the
But-
epitome of desperate.
But she wouldn't bang the boyfriend. She wouldn't bang Terry's.
almost felt
or,
like
brother. I was just gonna bring that up.
It almost
yeah.
felt like at the
Because-
end she was
because he's
flipping.
gross.
She was sort of
He's
flipping
funny.
what the what she was dealing with.
He literally grabbed
Terry.
her crotch at one point.
That's oh my god.
Yeah.
No, but no, she was kind of like doing the reverse of what Terry was doing at the beginning, where because Terry kept complaining about Kevin or talking about how great Kevin was. So then at the end, she's like, "Oh well, my life's great now because I have Guitar Man."
Yeah.
He was
They pulled
terrible.
they
not
pulled a
that great.
flippity flop.
They flipped it and they flopped it.
I didn't realize
Just
that.
like John Kerry. Current.
John Candy?
Topical.
John Candy. Yeah, that's what I meant.
So some of the trivia was that this film was shot in chronological order, which I don't know if that
Wait,
means
what?
anything. Yeah, that's what the film trivia said. They said they shot this movie
So
in
does
chronological
she?
order.
Is she wearing a wig in the beginning then?
It looks
She
like
might
a
not.
wig.
She doesn't have to be if it
She
was
She doesn't have to
chronological.
be.
though.
Yeah.
So it's possible
That's
that
true.
could be her hair.
It definitely.
There's
we
some
definitely
debate out. It
not
doesn't-
thought it
good.
looked like.
It
If
is
she's
not
by the
good.
pool and it's wet, so if it's a wig, I mean, they just
I
wetted
mean,
it.
I
down
do
and made it
think
look good.
I think we asked in the first half if we thought she looked better with the short hair, and I think
Short.
that was definitive. Yes, short hair.
Even in the
Short.
last scene with like,
It was
it's the
slightly
short hair,
longer.
but it's
Yeah.
slightly longer. That looked good.
Yep,
Hot.
looked
It
good.
looked very good.
She looked
Hot.
good.
Hot.
What was she? So she offers to drive Rick home after they meet in the bushes, and that kind of sets it off of their friendship and their hangout or whatever.
I didn't really totally understand that storyline. Like it just kind
Yeah.
of seemed like
I
it
didn't
was
like- I don't-
happening. It didn't like
Yeah.
feel totally organic.
I mean, it was kind of a meet cute where, like, yeah, meet in the bushes, but. And I wasn't clear if she was enamored with Rick to begin with or just wanted
Yeah.
a friend.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, that
And
was
it
hard
became
to
something
tell.
more.
I also didn't know when the turning point would have been. where
Right.
she
It wa- yeah,
liked
there
him.
wasn't
She
like
started
a.
to like get feelings for.
Yeah,
Rick.
they didn't
Yeah.
have one of those
I-
big reveal
it's-
moments where she's like, "Oh man."
It's just where she's mad at Deborah, but other than
It's
that-
possible that it started in the bathroom scene when he's like going to the bathroom. She's like, "What are you doing?" And then like she
Is
like
that after-
brushes his hair back at
Oh,
one
yeah,
point.
there's that
after,
moment.
after
Oh.
Greg
I feel
dumped
like it
spaghetti
could be
on
that
him.
moment.
That could be.
I thought that was just the moment where it's like, oh wait, I shouldn't be doing this because I'm
Right.
supposed to be a guy.
Yeah,
But,
but
you know,
friends
it
don't really
almost-
do
If
that.
I sneak up behind you and brush your hair out of your
The-
face while you're in the bathroom, don't think anything weird of it.
I would
Right.
think, "Oh, that's
What-
Brad
yeah,
just
that's
being
me just
considerate,"
being me.
you know?
That's called pulling a Brad.
It's bros.
Like the first time you kind of see that side of her, I think it's when Rick finally asks out Deborah, and you start to see
The
like
jealousy.
that jealousy.
Yeah, that's when she realizes, like,
Yeah.
"No, wait, I want him."
I kept bringing up that I thought they could have done a better Deborah casting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were not a fan of
I
Deborah.
wasn't a Deborah
at all.
fan.
I was. I was
didn't
indifferent
like
to Deborah.
I mean,
That-
she.
that
She
Deborah
was
had to go.
incidental.
Yeah, I would say
She
so.
didn't need to be. She could have been like another hottie. I wanted someone comparable to to Terry because Sherilyn Finn's hotter than Deborah. And she's like
they should have put in the casting
second-
needs to be hotter than Cheryl.
Well, good luck finding that role.
I mean, she was fine.
I thought she
though,
was fine.
I feel like.
I think Billy Zabka ends up with a better, hotter girlfriend in the prom. He ends up going to the date with someone better than
he
Deborah.
does, but he like doesn't give a rat's ass. It's like he's just using her to rub it
She
in
looked
Deborah's
like
face.
someone he purchased for the night.
Whoa. Okay, now we're talking something.
I mean, they do go to the rich school, so
Could you tell the difference though? It's just
No.
the less people in
The rich
No.
school had the grubby lockers.
they did have the grubby lockers,
couldn't
but
understand.
they specifically
And the grubby
when,
teachers.
When what's her face came to Terry's house for the first time, she was like, "Why don't you go to like Pearl?" And Terry's like, "Well, that's just a bunch of snobby rich kids."
Yeah.
So they set it up as like the rich kid high school.
Her parent? Does she just have a mom? Did the dad get
That was
mentioned?
they didn't get
don't
They
mentioned.
didn't
mention
mention the
the
dad,
dad,
right?
no.
It's
Did
just
they
the
say
mom.
our parents?
Yeah, they said parents.
I think they said our parents, but they only
only
ever
talked to the
they
mom.
talked to the mom. Well, no, Buddy only talked to the mom. Terry never talked to her mom.
Is his real name Buddy? Is there?
That's a good question.
Is that a real name for somebody?
Sure.
Big
His
deal?
nickname.
I mean, it was the
like
80s.
Buddy Guy.
Buddy
Buddy
boy.
Bob.
Buddy Rich.
A lot of shoulders, exposed shoulders in this movie, which I think is a trend that should come back.
Oh yeah,
A lot of
well, it
girls
kind of is coming
Absolutely.
back almost.
with
Yeah.
their sweaters
I don't
pulled to
think
one
I've seen
side.
it. I think I'm gonna have
I
my
haven't
girlfriend start doing it.
I haven't quite seen that.
Make it
yet.
happen.
All right, yeah,
Get that going.
Definitely like the high-waisted pants have come back.
I mean,
If that we didn't need that.
if we wanted
nobody
this to
a-
go-
nobody,
No,
nobody
we did
asked
not.
for it.
The
Nobody
mom
asked
jeans.
for it. Nobody needed it, and I made fun of it. I made fun of it a lot, and just as a joke, me and my girlfriend went to American Eagle, and I'm like, let's put some of them on. Not gonna lie, didn't look bad.
All right.
As much as I was making fun of it, it
You're
didn't
like,
look
you're like,
bad.
all right, I get it. I get it.
You had your own fashion montage
Yeah.
in real life. That's wonderful.
I'm trying to think of anything big
Just-
bits we went.
Yeah,
missed.
just like Rick getting set up with that sixth grader. That was it.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
a thing.
man, that
and
was-
and then Buddy leaving with the blonde Harley Davidson girl at the end.
that scene
are the ones that come
was
forward.
confusing.
Oh my god.
He wants to bang anything at that
yeah,
point.
But he did. He got
got Sherilyn
like the hottest chick in the film.
Yeah, why did he get on the bike with the girl? Like, why was it Sherilyn Finn on a bike?
Yeah, that
It
would've
was
made
just a
more
conquest.
I guess.
Oh,
License to
that's
Drive.
so
He
just- he
sad.
just
I
need
feel
to lose
bad.
that
I
V
feel
card.
bad for her. I feel like she was trying to make a connection.
It ends very similar to License to Drive, where they're like everyone going off in a car into the distance. Is that just how you end an 80s comedy? In any
Yeah, I
romantic
think
comedy?
so. I think
Apparently.
so.
Let's have a car. That wraps everything up. So, Brandon Wilson met Sherilyn Finn, Billy Zabka, and
You met Sherilyn Finn?
Jocelyn Heisman.
I did. Didn't I show you the picture?
No, not that one.
I showed you. A
You
picture.
showed me the other two.
Yeah, you showed us the other two.
Did
she's quiet.
Billy
She's quiet.
Zabka sweep your leg? That's my number one
I actually,
question.
I when I met him, I had some words to say to him that he's been making the lives of many people a living hell for 25 years, and it ends now. And
Did you call him Toast, perchance?
I did not. I did not. And then we all shared a good laugh. And no, he's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he seems all right.
I mean, he
He seems to take being like the asshole of
Oh,
the
he gets
decade
it.
in,
Oh yeah,
in
he
stride.
definitely seems to accept being like a heel of 80s movies.
So just off the top of your head, Karate Kid, this movie, what-
European Vacation.
European Vacation, he plays.
Back to school.
That's
Back
right.
to school.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's.
Those are the big
I think.
four.
Yeah. I think that's.
Those
I
are the
think
top,
that's about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Then he just kind of disappeared.
I kind of would have liked to see him like come back in Karate Kid as like a good guy, like Ralph Macchio.
yeah, like he like
That'd been good.
realized the error of his ways. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of did that at the beginning of the second one. The error of his ways was
Right.
Grease.
So how was Sherilyn Finn? How was talking to her?
She was quiet. I actually she signed my copy of The Wraith, which just dropped dead gorgeous in. They shot it in Arizona, so she's really nice and tan. But she seemed to be a little put off. I was in my Wes from Road Warrior costume.
Yeah, that'll put some people off.
Yeah.
Were you wearing
Showing
chaps
off your
at that point?
Yes, I was.
buttocks.
I was.
Oh yeah, you got some.
But no, she was really nice. Zabka was cool, but Joyce Heiser was by far just a doll. We were quoting the movie for like 10 minutes. She was really, really, really nice.
Yeah, she just
She's
does,
aged very well.
She does like guest spots in like TV. I looked at her IMDb. She was just didn't really make another big film. I don't think, other than Sherilyn Finn, nobody really came out of this movie.
No.
No.
Like, well, do you remember that 80s song? I believe it was in Streets of Fire, I Can Dream About You. Do you remember that song?
I can dream.
She was actually in the music video for that song. She was like the girl in the music video for that song.
Was that before Just One of the Guys?
Yeah,
Streets
that
of
was that.
Fire?
And you know what? That was 84. Just one of the guys was 85, and her hair was short in that music video. So there's a good chance that was probably a wig.
She just had short hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's the mystery right there.
It answers that.
Solved it.
The only thing I know in terms of casting, Twin Peaks is possibly coming back in next year, maybe.
And Billy Zabka is going to be in it. Is that breaking news? This podcast only.
No, but Sherilyn Fenn will probably be in it.
I would assume.
She had a guest spot on an episode of Psych.
Yeah.
And that episode
sure
was
Billy
called
Zabka did too.
Dual Spires.
It was a really good tribute episode
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Twin Peaks. Really good.
Billy
Twin
Zabka had to have
Peaks,
shown up
Dual
on that
Spires.
show, too. I have to
Get it?
imagine. See, they're related. They're like the same word, but antonyms?
He's not getting it. He's not getting it.
Antonyms?
Anagram.
Twin.
Bananagrams.
Dual.
Ant Hills.
Peaks.
Yep.
Spires.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Nailed it.
It said that this movie kind of like started the chain reaction of the 80s high school comedy. I guess it would have been, right?
No, 16 Candles came
16
first.
Candle for sure.
Yeah, I think 16 Candles started it.
Yeah, it was probably just
That was
gloating in the trivia.
82, 83, 82, 83 was
16 Candles would have been, actually, I think that would have been 85.
No, because
84,
Weird,
84.
Weird Science was 85.
Well, you're talking
and
about
then-
John Hughes, and he would write like 3 movies in a year.
Well, no,
and they'd all
but-
be released at the same time.
I put them in order by the length of Anthony Michael Hall's hair. Weird
Uh-huh.
Science, it
Yeah.
was the longest, so that's 85. Breakfast Club, 84. And 16 Candles was 82 or 83.
Okay.
Feel free
I would say probably
to
83.
Feel free to pull it up on the phone and get proven wrong
I
again.
mean, we need to test Andy's movie year abilities.
I'd also argue, other than 16 Candles, that Weird Science isn't really a romantic comedy.
It absolutely
You
is.
think so?
Huh?
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was kind of like shoehorned in there at the end where they date those girls, but this movie's kind of like all about one guy hooking up with one girl, or
Yeah.
vice versa, you know.
2 guys, 2 girls, whatever.
In a pizza place. Sorry, I can't not say that when someone says those first 2 things. It's like a sickness. I don't really have anything else for this this film. that
No, I
we're
mean,
talking about.
going in-
Joyce, Isers, boobs.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
needs
I
to be
would
said.
say,
It
Google
needs to be
image
said.
that. I would highly
Right.
suggest.
I think this movie's funny overall too.
Oh
It's-
yeah,
it's-
it was weird. It started
Yeah.
off. I mean, it
There's
starts
a lot of
off, and
fun
I was like,
jokes.
it's just gonna be a really cheesy '80s movie, but it was really funny.
Everyone's really into their character.
They are.
Yeah.
Buddy, even the lizard guy when he
Like I said,
shows
I
up.
felt it, like when I started, I felt like overdone, and then by the end of it, I was totally into it. Like all of it worked, and it was really funny, and I really.
Other than like
enjoyed
Buddy
it. Of the
wanting to like
80s.
rape women.
he
He was aggressive.
He really needs to
Yeah.
watch out because
was.
he's for sure gonna have a lawsuit very soon.
yeah.
He's definitely like right now. That character is definitely in prison.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a
absolutely.
good thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like after he got that first like virgin nut off, maybe he calmed down a little bit.
Ooh, I don't think so.
No, I think
I feel like
is that
it's like
right to that
is that
40-year-old
like
Harley
Quagmire as
girl.
a teenager?
sex offender, domestic violence,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stalking for sure.
stalking for sure.
It's funny, like when you look at a character like that, like could that like translate into like this PC kind of
It's
Could that,
possible.
realm
could that
in this
character
day and
exist
age?
today and
Right.
not be like the focal point of a film?
Be the.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, there's also She's the Man, which is the same plot.
Did you say Cheese the Man? Because I
Cheese the
kind of want to see that
Man.
film.
Ooh, no, I said She's the Man, but you can certainly make Cheese the Man.
Yeah, it was one of the shake. Like this was also based off the 12th Night, the same story. And as soon as 10 Things I Hate About You picked off, they're like, oh, what else can we make into?
I think it's based off of Timmy of the Shrew.
I have 12th Night in the
Oh, is it?
trivia, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But also like the Romeo and Juliet movie before that, I guess, like kind of kicked everything off. To, like,
Right.
oh, let's just put teenagers in a Shakespeare thing. Mm-hmm. That makes money. Oh, let's keep doing that. Oh,
Turns out Shakespeare stories are pretty timeless.
well.
Who knew?
Oh, I got one final question. If you could have one outfit from this film, which one would you have?
Rick's first fly outfit. That was big,
Oh, the
big
double-
shoulders. The
Yep,
one that
pop
got the
collar with the jacket with the pop collar.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
the one that got
Spaghetti
dumped
on it, yeah.
I would rock the shit out of that.
Billy Zabka had like a half jean, half like tweed, like suede jacket thing, like in his bully form at the end, where it's
Yeah.
like buttoned at the bottom. I like that jacket. I'd have that one.
I would take Buddy's like tux.
Get that $9.99 at Spencer's gift shop.
I was thinking about that.
Listen, though.
I should have went with that.
You
That was
asked
good.
the
That was
question
good.
and I answered it. He's wearing like a tuck shirt with like but the jacket he's wearing is a green jacket. It's like a puffy jacket. That's very 80s itself.
It's like an army field jacket.
Yeah,
And,
and
and
the
Terry was
sleeves are
wearing it.
rolled
And that
up.
was
Yeah,
going to be my
yeah.
choice, was that jacket, because she throws that on when the one chick shows up when Kevin shows up. Like,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
she gets out of her outfit and jumps into that as her guy outfit. And I was like, that just looked like some comfortable clothes. I don't know.
Andy, you wouldn't choose the soaking wet gym outfit that she's wearing?
Well, I wasn't
Matching
thinking it, but
sweatpants
now
and
it's... What about that belly shirt the one kid was wearing in
Oh,
gym?
yeah.
That's what I would
Yeah.
There's a lot of exposed
take. Midriffs.
areas.
That was all over the 80s.
Yeah.
Dudes wearing midriffs.
Dudes
all
wearing
over the
midriffs,
80s.
girls
Bring it back.
that had no shoulders on their shirts.
I know a lot of like football players in these movies usually had like midriff
Yeah,
shirts.
a lot of
that
cutoff
was
shirts.
a big thing. You said the school you think was from Bill and Ted as well?
No,
These-
it is.
these-
There
they're the
is
same
no
school?
second guessing it.
got it.
One of the first shots of the movie is an exterior of the high
Look,
school.
he knew that Mustang. He knows this high school.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Yep.
We can watch Excellent Adventure right now. That is the same high school. They actually use the same few high schools in a lot of movies.
I don't think Napoleon was in this one though.
It
Unless
may
I
have
missed
been.
him in the
It
background.
may have been.
Was
You don't
Napoleon in
know.
this one? Socrates?
You know, I wasn't paying attention.
Because if they were
I was
maybe they were taken during the same. I would like to maybe think that those movies took place at the same time while just one of the guys was happening. Bill and Ted was also going on their adventure.
yeah,
They're all having
Like
a
they're
war school.
students at the same
same
school.
universe. Just like
Exactly.
the other end of the school, there's crazy things happening.
That'd be a great.
That
idea
high school
for
had a lot
something.
going on.
What is that? What is that show or movie called?
I don't know, but
It needs to happen.
It does
yeah,
need
like
to happen.
mix
That's
in
a really
some
good
16
idea.
candles in there too.
Oh man.
Be good.
Yep.
I did want to touch on one last thing. I don't know if we talked about it, but it appears that this movie takes place over 2 weeks.
Yeah, it seemed like
2
that.
weeks.
That's about right.
Yeah, I think there was some statement that their parents were gone.
Yes, they
for
did
2
explain.
weeks.
Yeah,
Right,
that the
yeah,
parents
yeah.
were on like vacation, or like they were just on a trip and would be back, because that was one of Billy's things, was that he has 2 weeks to get laid because his parents aren't home.
So technically, she transferred to a different school 2 weeks before school was over.
Correct.
Well, we didn't see. I mean,
and transfers back to graduate at the other school.
we didn't. Well, we didn't see her graduate. I mean, we just
Is
saw her
she a
get that
senior?
internship.
Did she just miss those 2 weeks of that school?
Oh, maybe she had enough. Yeah, she had like no other absence. She's like, I can afford 2 weeks. So like, why not? I mean, her
don't know if
parents were
she's
gone.
a senior,
Let's-
but she's a junior or senior because she's going to
it
prom.
definitely seemed like she was a senior. That's what kind of like
Yeah.
the impression I got, was that they were seniors, and that's why she wanted that internship out of high school.
yeah.
That was a sweet prom, too.
And they asked,
It was.
Beach proms. Come on.
she
prom.
also asked, what's his face, if he was going to college after.
Oh yeah.
and he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like, I like
yeah.
music, so I don't know about college.
They also had Chekhov's Punch Bowl in that. Like, as soon as you saw that, Billy Zapka was going headfirst into that punch bowl.
I'm still not sure he wasn't dead, except for
He never showed back up in the movie. We don't know what happened to him.
high tide
He
came
never
in.
showed back
and-
up until Brandon's photo.
He was gone from that long.
Well, at least we were able to find out.
He directed that music video, that sweep the leg thing that you sent me a couple years ago, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where for some reason he's roller skating in Speedos.
Well, of course that's happening.
I mean, why wouldn't? That's
I mean, if you're writing your own thing, that's happening.
Gotta post that too.
It basically
no problem.
like what Johnny Lawrence's life is like after losing to Ralph Macchio.
Yeah. Just goes
Yeah.
downhill.
it's rough.
Find us on Twitter at WhatRemember, Facebook.com/WhatRemember. Subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes. And join us next time when our friend Chris Tazy comes by and we try to remember what happened in Steven Spielberg's Hook.
The children.
Maggie!
The stories are true. He's come back to seek his revenge. Only you can save your children. You must make yourself remember.
Remember what?
Peter, don't you know who you are?
Have to fly. Have to fight. Have to crow. Have to save Maggie. Have to save Jack. Okay, he's back. Who?
Let's fly!
Oh my God, where are we going?
To Never Never Land.
Where? I